Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome aboard the Horten 229V3, which is a German end-of-the-line 7.0 jet, and it comes in the heavy fighter line, so to speak, of the German tech tree branch. Now, does this make sense? Yes and no. What? Yes, because of the armament. No, because of the flying characteristics of this flying wing. That is what makes the Horten so unique in War Thunder, at least to this point. So, what is the Horten? How to fight it? How to fight with it? Well, it's a long story, but you can cut it short. First of all, it's both a turn fighter and a fantastic boom and zoomer. The problem lies within how players easily fall for the easy mode, which is turn fighting. The Horten is very maneuverable, and there is no such thing as a rudder or an elevator. The elevator substitute are the flaps, and the rudder substitute are air brakes in the wingtips. And that is the first problem. First of all, you are very maneuverable with the flaps, so to speak. And you also can attach combat flaps, which increase your maneuverability to a crazy amount that is even unheard of with Spitfires, Bearcats, or even certain Japanese fighters. But then if you try to correct your aim, you suddenly get into big problems. And so it's kind of different story. It's not a Spitfire in maneuverability terms. If somebody is turn fighting you in a straight circle, not a straight circle, a complete circle, for example, just in the vertical, or better, the horizontal, he's easy picking for you. If he then begins to roll, just shoot through and search yourself another target. Because if somebody rolls out of the way, you have so many difficulties trying to correct it. The next thing are the boom and zoom capabilities. First of all, I think the biggest problem of the Horten is the rather underwhelming acceleration, especially at higher speeds. Now, it feels very slow, at least, but I think it's okay-ish. My plane is fully upgraded, and it's upgraded for quite a while, and I would highly recommend to just throw the engine upgrades aside to go for all the other upgrades. The gun upgrades are not that important, surprisingly, and it's not the same reason with the A1A ME262. So first of all, go for the fuselage repair, then the airframe, then the wings repair, and then the cover. Those are your four most important upgrades. Then we talk about the armament. We have two 30mm Mk103 cannons with 170 rounds per gun, which is fantastic. They have a rather high muzzle velocity. We have 4 belts. The default belt, actually not that bad. 2 mine shells, 1 incendiary tracer shell. The armor target belt, which has a muzzle velocity of 950 meters per second, 95mm of close quarters penetration, and this that then lets you feel like a flying Kugelblitz, basically, although the Kugelblitz doesn't have this belt anymore. Then there are the air targets, 3 mine shells, 1 incendiary tracer shell, and then there's the stealth belt, which has a muzzle velocity of 800 meters per second, so significantly faster with those armor-piercing incendiary shells than, for example, the Russian 23mm belts, where the stealth belt also is a pure API belt. The armor target belts have 950 meters per second muzzle velocity, which is great. And there was a time when armor targets was the ammunition of choice. Why was that? Because you could kill bombers with just a few hits and they just completely exploded. And then there was also the thing with fighters. 1 hit was enough. They were much more efficient than the mine shells, which were highly unreliable, to be polite. So now at this moment, the HVAP shells don't work anymore against. I mean, they still work, but they are normal in their performance right now, and the mine shells work. So I go for air targets. And now let's have a look at this beautiful self-baiting of the attacker FB. I like the attacker, so I roll a little bit, and now he's, yeah, he can't keep up, and I use the combat flaps in the turn, and he makes it very easy. 6 shots just needed for a clean kill. Oh, those are the kills that just feel very good, that keep you awake at night, that just make you coming back to War Thunder and playing throughout hundreds of matches to get such a beautiful kill where the enemy actually helped you out. I tried to do the same with this Spitfire, but he seems to be a bit smarter than his jet comrade, so yeah, he is rolling out of the way, tries to lure me down, lose my altitude. I'm having none of this. I zoom through, then he actually tries to reverse, and I see why. He tried to bait me for the Meteor F, and watch this. This is why the Horten is the Horten. I wiggle a little bit, you know, flaps up and down, a little bit of rolling. This rolling maneuver is very, very dangerous for 2 reasons. First of all, the Meteor F Mark III is very maneuverable as well, and if he uses it to his great advantages, he has a decent chance against the Horten. And there you can see the bad part. That is the very, very lousy controllability at lower speeds. Yes, you still have maneuverability, but you can't make it work. And I swear this guy just flew through my shells. The rate of fire is not the best for those MK103s, but when they hit, they hit. So if you pull full elevator, you can rip your wings if you're doing it for an extended time, or if you use your flaps at the wrong speed, your combat flaps that is. And then also if you add rolling to it, you certainly lose a wing. If you lose a wing, one wing, just one wing, and you don't end up in a flat spin, you actually can make it back to base, or you can stay in the air. And the handling overall is not too bad, but don't go too slow, because you will end up in a flat spin where recovery from is not possible. At least I did not manage to do so. So that is the turn fighting capability of the Horten 229, which are good. You have to practice it, you have to learn the strength and weaknesses of the plane, and yeah, then let's quickly talk through the upgrades. First of all, I would skip the engine upgrades and go for the fuselage repair and the wings repair. Additional to it, the cover and the airframe really make this plane work. The compressor and the engine are not that important, even for the boom and zoom aspect. Then to add a little bit to the guns, they are the worst guns in terms of accuracy I have ever seen on any plane. I have the full crew skills necessary to improve it. The plane is fully upgraded, and I use a 500 meters convergence, yet I have never seen guns having such a big spread. That is obviously balancing reasons, because tankers complained about the Horten being too annoying, you know, because Griffin Spitfires with their bombs and rockets are not that annoying, but hey, that's just me. And there is the boom and zoom aspect again. So the plane can go nearly 1,000 kilometers an hour, and it can hold that speed in a straight line reasonably well. The energy retention in a zoom climb is fantastic, and especially if you can get like 500 to 600 kilometers an hour at 4,000 meters, you just zoom climb away from Griffin Spitfires like crazy. And this is the way how you can deal with multiple opponents at once. Keep your speed up, use your insane maneuverability at lower speeds to stall fight the enemy, and to just simply get kills like that. Beautiful. Yes, that was a little bit of waste of ammunition, and it was not the most efficient way, and untypical German. I know. But at the end of the day, I had the ammunition left from the first kill, remember? Yeah. Then this Spitfire, I want to do the same. However, he wiggles up and down, and he rolls and rolls and rolls. And what he ultimately tried to do at the end of the day, he tried to lure me into the AAA fire of the island for the Allies, which you can see right now in the background with the 2 remaining mini bases. If I go into there, I get hit by AAA for sure, and if you get hit by AAA in the Horten, obviously your engines will receive damage. So I just zoom away, don't care about this guy, and try to attack this meteor being 30 kilometers away in a fight against an ME-262. And supporting your teammates is important. Now, if the Horten is flown by a good player, he uses his advantages and just doesn't give you an easy shot, how can you actually deal with the Horten? Well, it's actually relatively easy. As I said, if you roll in front of the Horten and then pull away, he has massive problems correcting the aim. And that drives Horten pilots nuts. Then there is also the low speed aspect. A Horten at low speed in a 1 versus 1 close quarters fight is dangerous as hell. Again, rolling is the key to avoid the gunfire, and ultimately you then can try to stall fight a Horten, and if you damage him, he might end up in a flat spin. And I think the Horten is one of the planes that is very dangerous to get at lower speeds, because then it can get into this flat spin as easy as, I guess, no other jet. And recovering from it, well, I have not managed to do so. That was a bad head-on against this F-22 or the Mark 22. I know that the Spitfire might potentially be behind me, the other one from previous, but I want to hunt down this Spitfire. And initially he did not really seem to see me, but now he turns into me, and I do what I do in every plane. I pull up and try now to reverse him. I see that the meteor is coming in, but I thought to myself, I have enough time to deal with him. But there was a second dot very close on the radar, and it was the Vampire. Having flown the Vampire myself recently, I know what I can do with it, and yeah, I'm behind him. Now, again, my aim was a little bit off. I don't know why this guy pulled that move off with the negative elevator, but it gave me the next kill. And now the meteor is behind me. He sparks a little bit because, you know, sparking doesn't exist in this game with a ping of 32. Packet lost 1%. Yeah. And I'm just flying away. Knowing the meteor as well, I can then use the awesome top speed of the Horten, and which is way above of something like the meteor. And now I am doing a little bit of dirty work. I go actually in for the kill on the Spitfire and or the meteor because they are on the airfield. Is this fair? Well, I guess they would do the very same on this island where the AAA is not that dangerous. And then there's also the third player behind me. Bit of long range sniping here on the plane, and I got my 4th kill. Nice. And I just zoom through. And you can see the fantastic energy retention of the Horten and how actually well it handles overall at higher speed if you do not really try to turn fight somebody. And then I try to go in for the meteor, and this is where I make the mistake. Now I know that there is the Spitfire, and I'm confident that I am faster than him. However, then this happens. Oh boy. Well, that was interesting. So, at the end of the day, we won the match, and I earned 70,000 silver lines and 6,797 research points, including a overall 25% RP booster. So, I think that's it for me today. That was a little bit embarrassing at the end. I hope that I could get the ace match, and I just wanted to show you the Horten, one of the most unique jets in the game that can match the performance of any other jet in its territory, and I think that is fantastic. At the end of the day, I don't think it is overpowered. You just have to know how to roll out of the way, and a Horten pilot has a damn hard time hitting and killing you. And teamwork is always very important, especially against a Horten. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know in the comment section what you think. And as always, we will see each other in the skies of War Thunder.